Hi, welcome. My name is Devinder Dhaliwal. I'm a registered social worker with a Master's of Social Worker designation here in the Lower Mainland, British Columbia. I started my career as a social worker close to 10 years ago. I started off with the mental health addictions field and moved towards youth and gangs work in Abbotsford. Then did some work with youth and counseling, specifically in mental health and the challenges there. Recently, I have my own private practice based right out of Abbotsford called Next Step Therapy. And I do various projects such as this one, Positive Parenting Workshop. And we've had one segment of this already, and I'll be talking about the findings that I was able to discuss with various families in the Surrey area. Some of the challenges that were identified, they ranged anywhere from a micro level to a macro level. Micro level meaning things that, that are happening right in the home, all the way to the macro level meaning any systemic issues, whether it's the educational system, the criminal justice system, and on a broader level. So at the micro level, we talked a lot about the home challenges involved. A lot of the parents were able to identify issues as how to be a team player with your children, how to improve study habits and encouragement towards the student when they're studying, different type of parenting styles, how to better the sibling relationships. And I mean, these home challenges, one of the things that I can definitely say is encourage that quality time between the siblings and parents, whether it's going for a walk, going to the grocery shop, and various aspects like that in terms of spending quality time. Improving the relationship is definitely can be improved, and talking about open communication is key, especially between the parents and the children. Next, we were also able to identify some technology issues that happen in the home, also at a micro level. For example, games was a big topic in terms of violent games, music, educational screen time, and how to create that balance. A lot of parents had identified that as an issue on when is it appropriate to do screen time and when it is not. There's no right answer, of course. In portions, it's always better, and to monitor it regularly. Ask your young ones, if they were able to spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes, rather than an hour. Once you start getting into those, it starts becoming a real concern because it's taken over any type of school life, quality life, quality time with the family. So you really want to create that balance, and how to do that, it's dependent in the home. Always perhaps even make a schedule on when is screen time appropriate and when it is not. The other issues that were brought forward by some of the parents were the social role challenges. What kind of parent are you was the question. A lot of parents didn't know what kind of parent they were, if they were authoritative or democratic or a friend type parent. There's no right or wrong issue here. It's just whatever role we decide to do, make sure there's some consistency with it. If you're going to be authoritative in any boundaries and limitations that are put in the household, make sure you abide by that. It's not always necessary to become friends with the children. They need that guidance and structure, and the parent is the one who can provide that. A lot of parents had issues about the grandparents fulfilling their role and dropping them off at school, for example, and what kind of roles do they have. The best answer to that question is that the parents are going to be the parents and the grandparents are supervisors. They're not necessarily there to teach and parent your children. It's very important that you take on that role with seriousness and set those boundaries and limitations. Work with your children. I think if they become a part of that household, it'll send a great deal of confidence and higher self-esteem for that children. But again, they're not parents, they are the children, and they need that structure. The other issues, so family friend challenges was a big one. When other children come over to the house and in some cases they were violating the rules of the household. And how do you prevent that? How do you let other parents know when is it acceptable, when it is that they should be listening, and whose household it is? I think right off the bat, when a friend comes over, meet their parents, talk about guidelines. This is what my household is promoting, and this is what we're preventing. And open communication. It takes, people have heard it takes a community to raise a child, and in this case, it's no different. When a child comes over, they have to be clear that you can't be, for example, a big one was you can't be alone in the bedroom, or you can't be saying that you're doing some homework, but you're not, and going against the rules that are already in place in the household. So it's very, very important that that these rules are communicated early and enforced at the same time. When children are doing homework, some of the parents stated that they wanted them to work on the main dining table and where they can see them. And that's absolutely okay. As a parent, as a household member, that's your right. And if they decide to not obey those rules, then you need to communicate that to the child and the other family that's involved. Enforcement is going to be very big because it's your structure, it's your household. Some of the other issues that were also brought in terms of macro level was the cultural issues. For example, when a student wore a turban to school, that was very hard for the person to accept, because a lot of the other students were either making fun or there was a cultural imbalance that didn't promote that kind of education. The other, some of the macro levels is the criminal justice system. Sometimes we suppress children when they actually just, sometimes they just need that extra, mentor or somebody that they can trust. I think the criminal justice system does a very good job, but there's still some flaws, including, and the school system's trying their best too. I think, with perhaps they might have larger class sizes that they can't, that might be hard to maintain. But these issues are something that can be discussed for sure. I don't have the answer. I think that the best thing to do is, I always tell every parent to be engaged with their student's teacher, the principals, and the counselors. Get them involved in activities, social clubs, and stay on top of that. It's not an area where you push off the children and say, okay, your time is 8:30 to 2:30 and you take care of my child. That's not how it works. School does not end at 2:30. School is something that's going to be lifelong, and I always encourage parents to be involved and ask questions. I think the quality time that you spend with your children will reveal a lot about what they want to do and how they're doing it and any struggles that come up. I think I think that's the best way I can share some of my experiences. It's short and brief, but I think please reach out if there are any questions or concerns, we're here to help. Thank you, and have a good rest of your day.